Hey, Dingles. I'm gonna play Dingles for this one. So this is iOS 6, and the new little logo is actually like waves. You know, iOS 5 was what was it? It was bubbles, and this one's waves. So we're just gonna go over each one.
Okay.
One of the new things is last week actually Google came out with the new 3D maps, and Apple's probably known about it for a little bit before, and so Apple's actually made their own maps now, so it's no longer Google Maps, it's actually Apple Maps or whatever, it's just called Maps now. Um, they've added turn-by-turn directions, you know, and Siri actually talks to you, it's like turn left, turn right.
So it's
Um,
basically got GPS integrated.
yeah, it's like a real GPS, like before you just had to go read the directions. Um, and they're not. And the new 3D map is actually pretty cool. When you turn it to satellite view, you can actually literally see the building, and it's only if certain like popular cities like Paris and New York and Chicago and San Francisco and all that.
So if you live in France and you speak English, then Paris is obviously the first thing we should have said.
Yeah, sure. I don't know about French people watching YouTube. I don't know.
Garrett, that was supposed to be sarcastic because you
Yeah,
said
whatever.
Paris in front of like an American city, and I just thought it was weird.
Whatever. You can go to Sydney. They
That's an
showed the
awesome.
Sydney Opera House in 3D. And what they call that of the city is called, they call it flyover, which is pretty much just looking at the city. Um, and when you're actually using Siri for GPS, it'll actually reroute your, see if there's any traffic and reroute your route to make it quicker so you don't hit that traffic. So what's the next thing?
Okay, so I don't have an iPhone anymore, but I did before, and it was an iPhone 3GS. So I got a new Samsung Infuse, which is an Android. But you better believe when the iPhone 5 or whatever the hell it's going to be called comes out, I'm going to be getting a new iPhone. Basically, just for Siri. Now, Siri, we all know, it can tell you directions, it can tell you where things are, it can text for you, it can call people for you. But now you can find even more with it. You can find, I guess, movie times, like
Movie times,
and
sports information. Hello?
yeah, I'm here,
Oh,
Dingleberry.
yeah, you can do sports
And sports
information.
information. Okay, now when it comes to sports information, if you have a favorite football team that is playing that day, or like a baseball team, whatever the hell you watch, sports information, it'll tell you maybe the scores of your favorite team, who's winning, who's ahead, who's behind, whatever. And yeah, restaurants, it can get you reservations. I assume it can tell you where restaurants are and basically give you directions. Movies, it can tell you movie times, at what movie theater, and all stuff like that. So it's going to help a lot more when it comes to that sort of stuff. But Siri's always been great at voice recognition, but now it can understand more languages and it works in more countries.
I
So
think the
also it's available on the iPad 2.
iPad 3.
It says iPad 2.
Where?
It says on the new iPad and then period 2 right there.
On the new iPad 2.
Yeah.
Like TOO, which means also.
No,
It doesn't mean like literally the second one.
no, no. There's a number 2 right there.
Where?
Look right behind the period. It's really small. On the new iPad period 2.
In the new iPad. Period.
Do you not see
Where
that?
are you at? Oh!
Um,
I see it.
yeah, see that right there? Yeah. I don't know if that means the iPad 2, but obviously it's going to be available on the iPad HD and stuff like
Hopefully
that.
for the iPad 2, because I got one. That'll be cool. Right, I'll be able to
Yeah.
use Siri on my dad's iPad.
So
Next
that'll be
thing,
cool.
I think that, oh yeah, also, I think that was like 35 extra languages for Siri. I can't
I don't
remember.
know. It doesn't say in that little paragraph. So
Yeah, Facebook integration. Now, last year they put in Twitter, and now you can do Facebook. The cool thing is actually now, instead of like, because Facebook, literally the Facebook app sucks, you know? Like, it's so
it's
slow,
very slow.
and
Yeah.
you can hardly do half the stuff you can actually do on other stuff. And so now, like, if you, just like a normal Facebook person, you just want to, like, do a post or something, you can now just swipe down from the notification center and say post through Facebook. Like there's a button, and you can just type in your post and send it and post it.
Well, Facebook has never really been fast, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
how.
this time you don't actually have to go into the app and post something. You can just swipe down, press the button, and type right there through the notification center, and it puts it on the Facebook.
Well, I guess we'll see how that turns out. Most likely it will be better than the app, because the app is absolutely terrible. And I don't know, but when you want to check to see like what is like go to a friend's profile or something, would you still have to open the app?
No. Well, yeah, you have to go see someone's profile, yeah.
So the only thing you can do is post.
Post
You can't
and
even-
links and photos.
You can't read the comments.
No.
Okay, so that. Okay,
It's
so
just
basically all.
quicker to post stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And your location. So the next thing is photos. Last year they put the photo stream, which is putting, like, you take a picture on your iPad, it'll go on your phone or your Mac. But now they're making photo stream for your friends. So like if you're on a trip and you take a picture on your phone, you can set up a photo stream through the whole entire trip and only like put it to your mom or your dad or your grandma or something, and it will go to their phones or their iPads, and they can see all the photos that's going on during your trip, and they can actually leave comments on it and everything like that. And it's very up to date. And you can even go on, you can even use that on Windows.
Yeah. Passbook is
I
it's you just talked about
talk
everything.
about the rest of the stuff. I wanted to do this because I like this a lot.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so Passbook is literally like your own wallet, excluding the credit card and everything else that doesn't have to do with money. I mean, not like that, but like it gets rid of the credit card. It's like a wallet, but without the credit card. Like people can, instead of like, people can send you like a Target gift card through their phone, and you can have a Target gift card at your phone. And so when you go to checkout, you can just open the Target gift card on your phone, and they scan it, and it automatically checks your balance, like right here on Starbucks. They'll scan it, and your balance will be automatically updated after you leave Starbucks. The same thing works for Fandango with movie tickets. So if you're going to the movies, you can buy the tickets before, and you just walk in and show them your ticket, and I think they might scan it. I think there's a QR card. I don't know how that will work, because I don't know if all the theaters will actually know if you're going to buy it online or all that, or know if to scan it. That's kind of confusing. You can use it for concert tickets, for sports tickets, and for airplane tickets, which is, they already did that before, but now it's easily integrated into the thing, so it's automatically updated, and it'll tell you if you're at a gate, the wrong gate, it'll say the gate has been changed to this. And when you fly, if you have a connecting flight, then if you get off that flight, it'll actually say, here's your time for your next flight and the gate, which is actually pretty cool, and helpful for business people. And I like that.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your turn.
FaceTime now works over cellular networks as well as Wi-Fi. So, FaceTime has always been something pretty awesome that Apple's come out with. It's like their own version of Skype. If anybody uses Skype or Uvu, I don't know. Uvu's kind of old. But I'm assuming now it works like as a way where you can use it on your phone and your iPad.
You
Am I right?
It's been able to go from your phone.
Well,
to the
I
iPad.
mean like 4G and
Like
stuff
you
like
can.
that.
It's just like FaceTime used to be over Wi-Fi. Now you can do it over when you don't have Wi-Fi
So 4G.
or 3G.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Do you want me to talk about this next thing?
I mean, no. Okay. So something I noticed on my Android is you can reply to someone calling you in different ways than just clicking decline or something like that. On this one, you can reply with a message, remind me later about them calling you, and you can like if you wanna reply with a text message, you can there's some predetermined messages to send back. Um, so let's say you're in the car. A lot of cities are becoming in ways where you're not allowed to be texting or using your phone while you're driving because it's been causing a lot of accidents. And so if someone's calling you, you can click reply with a message, and then it'll say can't talk right now. I'll call you later. I'm on my way. What's up? Custom. So custom, I'm assuming you can make your own. So you can click on that, and there's a bunch of set ones that you have. That's been on Android for a while. I know I have that on mine, and you can send certain things like I'm driving, I'm doing this, that, and yeah. So the reply, that's the reply. On the remind sort of thing. It's when you press remind later, I'm assuming it'll give you a few minutes, and then it'll pop up and it'll remind you and say, "Oh, here you go. This person called you, and you missed the call." So it's as easy as that. And do not disturb. It's actually pretty cool. Like a lot of people I know get called in the middle of the night, and
Oh, where you
you
at?
know that they get what
Where's dude? Oh, there it is.
phone.
Okay.
Yeah, they get called in the middle of the night and they get waken up. Um, if you want certain times where people can't get a hold of you and call you and wake you up in the middle of the night, you can set quiet hours, and that stops your phone from ringing or allowing calls uh, at these certain times. But you can allow calls from like your favorites or certain contacts. So if there's someone who needs to get a hold of you in the middle of the night because of an emergency, you can always only allow them to call
Well,
you. So it's actually a really neat thing
they've
to use.
added if you're on quiet mode and someone calls you twice in less than 3 minutes, calls you twice in less than 3 minutes, the second call will actually come in and ring because it might be an emergency.
Yeah. Okay. Mail. Mail is actually pretty cool. They have their own like sort of mail interface. You can add several different accounts that you have when it comes to mail, whether it's a Yahoo, Gmail, whatever you use. Um, Now the VIPs, those are certain email accounts that you receive email from that are very important. Like let's say it's your accountant, your boss, your best friend, something like that. You can put them in that VIP, their own special box, and any messages you receive from them will be in there. So if you need to check an important message, you go to the VIP, and it'll be in there. So you can check, and it'll be a lot better.
And
Um,
instead of a circle, it's a star that's next to their name when it shows up in your
yeah.
inbox.
And photos and videos are a lot easier to put in emails. I remember you had to go to photos and you had to click add,
Sure, add, yeah.
like share and all this stuff. Now you just click add a photo, you click on the photo, and it's done. So a lot of good upgrades for that the mail. You want to go and talk about? You want to go ahead and talk about Safari? I'm a little bit
Yeah,
winded.
Safari, they made it go through iCloud like and the tabs will go to your Mac and all that. Um, they've added offline reading, so like if you added a reading list to your Safari, it actually saves it, and so you can read it offline if you're not connected to the internet at the time or in an airplane. Um, and it used to be like when you're in landscape, you couldn't actually see the whole entire screen, and they're now adding full screen landscape, and so you can actually see the whole screen and it zooms in and kind of fits it perfectly. I'm not sure if it's going to actually work for all websites because not all websites really work for iPhones and iPads. Um, the next thing is accessibility. I know that lots more schools and stuff are using um, iPads for school stuff, and during the conference they're talking about how um, teachers were actually letting kids take tests on it and stuff, and this thing can disable the home button, so if a kid was taking a test, he couldn't go to Safari and look up the answers. You can simply like take away a button on the screen as it shows on the screen. You can just circle the button and it'll zoom in on the button and it disables the button. So like if you don't want your kid going on some random place, you can just disable the home button and all that. and also helps with like little kids and school stuff. They've added Find My iPhone to iPads and iPhones, and what do they
The one big thing about Find My iPhone is let's say if you lost your iPhone or iPad. If it's on iOS 6 and iCloud, both now offer this, and it's a mode that makes it easier to find your phone, basically, and it locates it using the GPS on the phone. You can immediately lock it if you think that you've lost it through iCloud or iOS 6, I believe, and it's you lock it with the 4-digit passcode. So that only you can unlock it by entering that same 4-digit passcode. So if you have a lock on your phone, they have to get through that and the contact and the lock code. So there's two different codes they have to get through if someone stole your phone. And if it's in lost mode, your device will keep track of where it's been and report back to you at any time you check in with Find My iPhone app. So it works really well, and it would help if you happen to lose your iPhone or have it
Yeah,
stolen.
during the press conference, they're talking about like if you left it in a cab or something, you can actually send a phone number to the phone from another computer or iPad, and if the person sees it, can call it and actually try to get hold of the person that lost it. They've remodeled the stores, the iTunes store, the App Store, and the iBook store. It actually looks kind of easier to go around the stores now. Of course, they added new stuff for China, the new fonts and everything, and that lock screen thing about the about Find My iPhone reminded me that during the press conference they put this screen up of all the new features, like since there's 200 plus new features, is usually what they say, and it showed a bunch of little features on there, and I saw new lock features, like you can do other stuff with the locks, and I want to actually see what that is. But that's only the first 8 features that they,
The
yeah.
8 most important
And this,
features.
surprisingly, is actually for iPhone 3GS, which I was pretty surprised about. But it's
iPhone 3GSs really aren't that slow.
yeah,
That's the thing. Like, I mean, considering how old they're running a lot better than the iPhone 3 was. That's for sure, or whatever it's
and
called,
I'm pretty
3G.
sure it's not all the features, I'm pretty sure, but I mean it's probably most. And so it's for iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, and it's only for the iPod Touch 4th generation, and no more original iPad. They want you to upgrade the new iPads, and they probably didn't really like how their first iPad was.
Well, the first iPad was
Yeah.
good, but for the time, it was a really fast tablet. But now that they came out with the new one, it's so much better in every single possible way: thinness, speed, screen quality, and everything. It's much better to have that one in every single aspect.
And so those are the compatible with it, and that is it. It'll be out in the fall, usually around August or September is when.
Before they announce the new iPhone.
Before they usually do that. So I am excited for that since I love iPhones and iPads. And I'll see you guys later.
Bye.